Bicycles was made in 2007, I think. I've done a few different versions of that piece. The colours have shifted, and there is a version which is a racing bicycle, but this particular one is an orange cruiser, basically. It's more like a platonic bicycle with spoked wheels, gears, and so on. And I built it from scratch using a digital modelling program in order to make 3 bicycles, but compress them into one consolidated form. So the idea was really that when you first looked at it, you would really see one bicycle, but then you look at it again and perhaps notice that something was wrong with it, and then try and unpick the geometry and sort of be able to see 3 bicycles somehow. So it's just like trying to capture a tremor or a motion, a vibration, I guess. Which has been, I guess, a kind of fundamental concern of a lot of the modernists. They wanted to try and figure out a way, certainly the futurists and so on, a way of sort of capturing the activity of everyday life and industrialization, and very literally would collapse these sort of multiple states of people and objects into a unified kind of form. And it's a strategy really that's prone to failure from the start, but that is the beauty of it, I guess. In this case, the net result really is that it just looks a bit like a weird fat bike, and the way in which an object can be deceptive is sort of something that's interesting to me. I tried to use real materials as much as possible, so I purchased bicycle tubing, we bought wire for the spokes, some elements were cast, pedals and so on, and much like a real bicycle, they were brazed, welded, bolted together. And of course, if you have 3 bicycles, you have 3 sets of bolts, 3 sets of spokes, 3 sets of everything, so that all had to be kind of woven into the fabric of the object. Some of the forms, like handles and seats, were more complicated. I was able to hand build a lot of it myself, and I enjoy making things. But those sorts of things were sent out to companies that actually do make prototypes for industrial designers, and we were able to get the rubber wheels and things like that produced that way. And so then out of a whole sort of like table full of bicycle components, it is all assembled and becomes something that, although it has the sort of language of mechanics and of motion, it is something actually that could never move, because each of those 3 bicycles would interfere with the motion of another one. I think I liked the idea of a bicycle because there was something kind of early 20th century about it, just as an invention in the sort of history of the way we kind of move around. But I also like the sort of the very obvious way in which the mechanics of a bicycle work. You can pretty much, what you see is what you get. It's all uncovered and available. So the tripling effect in terms of the mechanics of it was sort of easier for a viewer to see. So I like that about bicycles. It was also a good scale, it's kind of human scaled, and it was sort of a good size for me to fabricate. Practically speaking, it could fit into my studio. I mean, you wouldn't be doing that with an oil tanker, for example, very easily.